What we saying, guys? Exltd here, back with another Dragon Ball FighterZ revisiting fundamentals video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the infamous Dragon Rush. So as always, please like and subscribe and let's get into it. So in fighting games you have a throw, okay, and the throw is designed to open up characters that are blocking, right? And because not every character in this game has a command grab, we have a Dragon Rush instead. This is a universal throw that all characters have access to, and this is done by pressing the light and medium button at the same time. Right, the purpose of the DR is to open up characters that are blocking, okay? Because if we have nothing else, right, Bardock doesn't have a command grab, let's say they block everything, right? How are we going to open them up? Do you know what I mean? So obviously if you look at it from an RPS standpoint, this beats block. If we just look at the Dragon Rush itself, whenever you do a Dragon Rush, there's a little green circle that appears around your character, right? That green flash appears around 7 frames into the Dragon Rush. Okay, so if an opponent sees that green flash, it's more of a visual cue to help you actually tech the Dragon Rush. So let's say I'm Bardock doing whatever, Vegeta's not getting opened up, I do this, Vegeta sees the green flash, presses a button and techs the Dragon Rush, right? There are many ways for you to disguise Dragon Rushes, which I'm going to go in later on in the video, but that's a key indicator that your opponent is trying to do a Dragon Rush. Look for the green circle. So you can cancel into Dragon Rush from a 5L on block or hit. You can see Bardock had a slight delay there, that's because his 5L has medium block stun, but if you have like a Goku or a Vegeta and you do a 5L into Dragon Rush, not that, that's a carry cancel, we'll get to that later, but like that, right, you can see you can instantly cancel from a 5L into a Dragon Rush. If I try to do it from 2L, it doesn't work, it just gives me a 5L, right? You can see on the inputs I'm doing 2L into Dragon Rush and it's giving me what? Another 5L. Okay, so you can only really cancel from a 5L on block or hits. You know what I'm saying? So we have like a 9 frame window when it comes to teching Dragon Rush. We can press an attack button between 4 frames before we get hit, the frame it hits, and 4 frames after it hits, okay? And we can see the green flash cue appears on the 7th frame. And the last frame to tech the Dragon Rush is 17 frames from the green flash. Right, so let's just tech Dragon Rush with a 5L. Right, you can see we kind of tech that on cue, we didn't leave it too late. But let's use another button, let's tech with 5H. Now you saw a mistake there, when I teched with 5H, you saw the startup of the 5H get eaten by the Dragon Rush. One thing I've noticed is when it comes to these buttons with longer startup, okay, we need to tech a little bit later. You can see you teched with the 5H there, you didn't see the startup because we teched a bit later. The button you use and when you tech is very important. Something you need to know is that if 2 Dragon Rushes meet each other, it is automatically teched. And teching a Dragon Rush with a Dragon Rush, it increases the tech window, as the input can be done earlier than the original 9 frame window. So you saw I kind of input my Dragon Rush roughly around the same time, if not before Vegeta did his, and it's still teched, right? Regardless of the time, you have a great attacking window, so teching Dragon Rush with Dragon Rush can in certain situations be useful. So what are the benefits of teching a Dragon Rush with a button? Well, depending on the matchup, the character that you're using, you can actually option select some situations. For example, Vegeta has his knee drop, he has his rocket kick, and he has his Dragon Rush, okay? In the corner, he might mix up these options. He might do a Dragon Rush, he might do the knee drop, he might do the rocket kick. I'm here to tech the DR with Adult Gohan's 3H. Alright? If he does the rocket kick instead, this beats out the rocket kick. And if he does the side swap, right? If he does the knee drop, sorry, this should beat out the knee drop as well. So you can clearly see the benefits of taking a Dragon Rush with a button, right? You need to make sure you go into the lab, find out what buttons your characters could use, not only to take Dragon Rushes, but to stop other options, and then use them. This is why labbing's important, guys. There's a lot more than we know. Two other ways of escaping the Dragon Rush are jumping and super dashing. So if you feel like your opponent is going to do a Dragon Rush, if you just have that feeling, you could buffer a jump during block stun, and you could get out of the Dragon Rush. You can also do the same thing but with a super dash. As you become a better player, it becomes even harder for you to open up people with the generic Dragon Rush after plus frames, right? What you can do here is you can start disguising your Dragon Rushes, either by using it at a different timing or calling an assist before you Dragon Rush to throw your opponent off. Now, if they're very good, they'll continue to tech it, but even the best players can get thrown off by this. So the reason why I changed my character to all green is to make Vegito more visually ambiguous with the Dragon Rush. Okay, your opponent will just see green, they may not see the ring, and they may not tech on time, if they're using the ring as an indicator to tech. Now, what we're talking about is Kara cancelling into Dragon Rush. So you can cancel the startup of a move into Dragon Rush to make it harder for your opponent to tech. You can use this to make your Dragon Rush more visually ambiguous, or you can also use it to extend the throw range of your Dragon Rush. I have a guide regarding the Vegito 3S into DR Kara cancel, so I'll put that in the description. But the reason why we're Kara cancelling the move into DR is so that it's harder for our opponent to know when the DR is coming. We're throwing off the timing, right? You see Yasha and Hikari use it a lot with Vegito. They'll just be staggering them randomly, they'll just go in for a Dragon Rush like that. You know what I mean? You are not expecting it from that range. Because it extends the range, right? You're not expecting a Dragon Rush from here. Do you know what I mean? The 3S extends his range, and then when you Kara cancel it into the Dragon Rush, it also extends the range of the Dragon Rush. That's why it's a Kara DR. So whilst Vegito's Kara DR is more along the lines of extending the throw range of the DR to catch the opponent out, GT Goku's is more about making it visually ambiguous. You see the 5S, you think is going to hit, so you don't tech unless you're looking for the ring, right? They think the 5S is going to hit, and then you just hit them with the DR. That's how you can use the Kara DR to throw off your opponent's timing and hit them more with the Dragon Rush. Even after all this time, I still feel like there are many different things that we can do with Dragon Rushes that have not been explored. Even though a lot of the things have been found out, we're seeing new tech every single day. So go into the lab, test out different things with your characters, and see what other DR things you can come up with. As always, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.